Welcome to my Sorare game week roundup and reward opening for game week 273. Midweek game weeks have always been ones I've struggled to put out lineups in. However, I've made a real concerted effort to do a lot better here, and while I'm still lacking in goalkeepers, I've got a much better chance now of winning rewards in these midweeks. So let's now jump in to check out how my teams did and see if I won any rewards. However, just before you do that, remember, if you like this video, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you haven't already signed up for Sorare, if you use my referral link, when you buy 5 cards in the auction, you will receive a free limited card. At the moment, to celebrate their partnership with the MLS, all reward cards are tier 2 MLS cards. So now is the perfect time to sign up if you haven't already. My Underdog Limited team was instantly at a handicap due to the lack of keepers I had available for the midweek games. As previously mentioned, while a starting keeper in Underdog should almost certainly guarantee you a reward, it's not the end of the world if you don't have one. If the other 4 can score around 15 in their all-round scores, you still have a chance. Despite Kashiwa Reysol winning 6-1, Toshima didn't have a great game. He scored just 44.6 and was hauled off at halftime. I'm not sure if that was a tactical reason or there was an injury, but either way, with such an easy win, you need him to score way more. Sorare also had a less than stellar game as Kaito Sanga lost 2-0. He lost possession way too often, 15 times in total. That alone was the difference between a low 30 and a high 40. Soma played the full 90 minutes, but the first half red saw Grampus having to hang on to their 1-0 lead for the whole of the second half. This isn't the best platform for an attacking player, and he only scored 42.2. Domajoni, despite having a captain's bonus, only scored 53.6 in Vitesse's 2-1 win against AZ. This left me 77 points short for a reward. In the first match in Specialist Limited, Matuso came off the bench for Uruguay Reds as he lost 2-0 to Kazezo Osaka. He failed to make an impact and scored just 22.1 points. Shannon Bomare ran out 4-0 winners, and Sugiga provided an assist for the first to help him score 70.3. This is certainly more what I expect from players in this lineup. If a couple more in this lineup had done these kind of numbers, we might have got a reward. But Wellington only started on the bench, and with him not putting up a good number, it was really a death knell to this lineup. It certainly wasn't helped by Gondo conceding 3, so he got a negative decisive. He scored 26.7, so it perhaps wouldn't have been enough even if he kept it down to 2, but it would at least kept things interesting for the final match. As it was, Azevedo didn't put up the kind of score required, scoring just 33.5, so it would have ended up in a disappointment anyway. Consadole Sapporo's starting keeper was as expected out of the game, so Nakano got a start, but it wasn't a great day for him as he conceded 6. Admittedly, it wasn't really his fault. Fukumori was sent off after 10 minutes, which Reysol took advantage of. He actually scored an all-round score of 11.8, so outside conceding 6 goals, he had a pretty good game. I usually miss out in under-23s by a very small number of points, and that's usually because of lack of a goalkeeper, so even getting 28.3 should certainly have been a positive. Keeda managed to get on the score sheet while also scoring 22.5 all-round score to bring his total score to 82.5, which coupled with Nakano left me in a good position. In the third match in this lineup, Tyrrell went 2-0 down fairly early on, but Veroni grabbed the goal to leave them with a chance in the second leg. That goal helped him secure a score of 74.5, and finally a reward in under-23s seemed a possibility. And for most of the Vitesse match, I was winning a reward, even when Domijoni was taken off at half-time with a fairly poor score of 45.2. At least the tier 3 looked nailed on. Then things went totally wrong. In the last 10 minutes, Dahiki started shedding points. It went from an all-round score of +5 to an all-round score of -11.4. He was giving possession away left, right and centre. In total, he lost possession 17 times. And with each of those losing a point, my hopes of getting a reward were disappearing before my eyes. In the end, I missed out by just 6.36 points. It's almost like the universe conspires against me getting an under-23 reward. America Limited was another lineup I couldn't pick a keeper in, so I needed my outfield players to do really well. My Monero stack saw Alan and Jer start. Alan scored 88.8, which certainly was the kind of score I needed if I was going to sneak a reward. Jer didn't do as good, but a 62.5 was certainly in the range that gave me an outside chance of a reward. Eduardo Sasha started on the bench. He came on, he scored and got 73.3. So it all came down to Reyes, playing in one of the last games of the game week. A darker green score would have given me a real shot. Reyes actually had a really good game, getting betting on score sheet, and he had an all-round score of 14.1 for a total score of 80. However, what that score doesn't tell you is he gave away possession 19 times, which lost him 19 points right off the bat. He also lost 8 duels, which lost him a further 16. Those 35 lost points were the difference between getting a reward and not getting a reward. In total, I scored 304.51. These kind of lineups are actually the ones that annoy me the most. Scoring 300 is not easy. Many playing Sorare only see a 300 plus score on rare occasions, and without significant investment, it can take a lot of luck going your way. As such, scoring 300 absolutely should get you a reward. Rewards are what encourage your players to keep playing. Missing out when scoring 300 and knowing the investment needed to make a difference is likely to be fairly significant just encourages people to quit. If that means having to add a tier 4 reward with prizes that are not worth that much, it's worth doing, because any prize at least gives people encouragement to keep grinding away. In the first match in Asia Limited, Kato started on the bench. While he only got on for the final 5 minutes, he was able to use that limited time to grab an assist as Mikami secured Cerezo the win. That saw Kato score 62. Koki had an amazing game, scoring a perfect 100. This included both scoring a goal and an all-round score of 41. With the captain's bonus, he scored a total of 125. Murashige is one of the better rewards I've won. He almost always scores a really good score, and it was a real shame he missed a few matches injured, but he's back and he's still scoring great scores. Without even getting decisive, he scored 69.2. And with Koki and Kato's good scores, I was pretty much guaranteed a reward as long as the other 2 players got on the pitch. It was a good thing too, because the final 2 players didn't really add much to the lineup. Yamagashi scored a 38.1 and Mukami only scored a 34. So total score was 321.77 and got me a tier 3. I was actually only 12 points away from a tier 2 and 41 points away from a tier 1. However, there wasn't anyone in training teams who was a better option than these 2 players. So with only 1 reward, not the most productive week. However, in a game week where I had a lack of goalkeepers, 1 reward is pretty good. Now let's jump over to Sorare app and check out what we actually did win. So we've also got a common reward, so we'll open that one first. So it's a star common. So it's a Colombian player. He's a forward. Plays for Boca Juniors. Sebastian Villa, not too sure about him. Would have preferred a really big name here, but any player might help, especially if the European season's over. Now on to my tier 3 Asia Limited. So it's a Korean player. He plays a forward. I'm not sure of that. Kimbo Sub. He's 23. He's probably still got under 23 eligibility, I'd imagine. We'll have to jump over to Sorare data and have a quick look at these. So he's played 80% of his matches, only scored 37, but that might be quite good for the Underdog League. It's worth about £5.75. He's playing quite often. He's had a few off the bench, and he missed the last game for some reason, but he's a fairly common starter. Could be a good addition, and could get a lot better. I'm certainly never going to turn down another striker, and he's still young enough to really come good later on, so it'll be one I'll probably be keeping. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like, and remember to subscribe to the channel. And if you haven't signed up for Sorare, remember to use my referral link and get a free limited card.